The fourth oldest cold case in the country, solved nearly 60 years later. Marise Chiverella was 9 years old when she was kidnapped on her way to school in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. She was raped and strangled. Her body was found later that day in March 1964. It was an emotional day for investigators who spent decades on the case. More than 230 people with the state police had their hands in it for so long.
This was a violent and a heinous crime that was committed against a small child. And I'm going to get emotional. We're always told not to get attached to a case, but you can't help it.
Helping to crack the cold case, 20-year-old college student Eric Schubert, who on a whim reached out to volunteer his expertise.
I certainly didn't know if my strategy of just reaching out and saying, hey, I think I know what I'm doing. If I'm not stepping on any toes, I'd be happy to help. I didn't think that would work, but it did, and I'm very thankful for that.
Schubert found his passion for genealogy at age 10 and has helped other police departments solve cold cases, including the Pennsylvania State Police over the last 2 years on this one.
It really was a multifaceted investigation that left absolutely no stone unturned.
Using new genealogy technology, investigators identified Marise's killer as bartender James Forte, who died of natural causes in 1980. His body was exhumed from the cemetery where he was buried. Detectives say his DNA matched the DNA found on Marise's jacket. Forte had a violent sexual assault record and had no connection to the little girl or her family.
So how does our family further embrace a sense of closure for the harm done to Marise? Our parents' sentiments were expressed a long time ago. They never sought punishment or revenge, but did want justice.
58 years later, there are answers.
Even though it took nearly 58 years for this case to be solved, I think that this should instill in the families of victims across the state and across the country a sense of hope.
I'm Leigh Scheps for Inside Edition Digital.